Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the FlipSide podcast. I'm your host, Retro Ralph, and we're here on this monumental day. This is Stern's next Cornerstone release day, and this Cornerstone is one we've been waiting for a long time. I mean, it seems like a long time because it's a Keith Elwin design, and the last Keith Elwin design we saw was Jaws, one of my personal favorite games. So there's a lot of anticipation because Keith Elwin is a lot of people's favorite designer. So there's a lot of pressure on this day for him to deliver the goods. So did he deliver the goods? We're going to find out in a second. This is going to be my reaction. I did watch it, but it was super fast. My boss scheduled the call on the launch time. I mean, what was he even thinking? I'm like, dude, don't you know that this is official launch day? Like, come on, man. So anyways, before we get started, I'm going to have a quick commercial for our sponsor, Flipping Out Pinball. Are you looking for a new pinball machine, a used pinball machine, or to trade in your old pinball machine for something new? Look no further than Flipping Out Pinball. They can handle all your pinball needs. They ship anywhere in the United States, and they will give you the best experience in the business. Check out the link to Flipping Out Pinball in the video description for more information. Now, back to the video. All right, thank you to Zach and Nicole Many for the sponsorship. And if you're looking for any of these new pinball machines, Flipping Out Pinball is the place to go. Zach ships lightning fast, and it's crazy. And if you're like, hey, how am I going to do this? I don't have the money. Trade in some games. Man, I'm always rotating my games through, and Zach always hooks me up with good trade deals so we can get something going. So anyways, he's always looking out. But what you're here to see is the Kong reaction. So we're going to go right into that. I got this pretty little view that we can look at here. Oh, I'm hitting stuff off my table. So we're just going to play it. We're going to play it. We're going to walk through it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to see, like, does this look exciting? And is it living up to our expectations? Because the expectations are definitely high. All right, let's go.
Hey everybody, it's George Gomez at Stern Pinball, and we're here today to unleash an epic pinball adventure featuring one of the most iconic monsters of all time, King Kong. King Kong has been a staple in pop culture since his first appearance in 1932.
Okay, first of all, George Gomez is the man. But anyway, let's keep going. It looks like, by the way, from what I've been noticing, this is a unique adventure, right? This whole Myth of Terror Island is a story that Stern has created. So all the animations look like they've all been created net new. So I don't know that we'll see movie clips from any of the movies because I think this is going to be its own thing.
And he has been celebrated through time in television, books, art, comics, video games, and now pinball. To celebrate King Kong.
Oh man, first of all, I know I keep pausing it, but
been celebrated through
when
time
I did see this initially, I saw it so fast,
art,
but
comics, video games, and now pinball.
This animatronic King Kong in the back looks pretty cool. So I honestly saw this so fast that I'm gonna take it in with you guys here because I honestly didn't. So like that just looks super cool. But let's continue.
To celebrate King Kong's larger-than-life story, we're taking players on an all-new interpretation of the fabled King Kong legend. From the creators that brought you Godzilla, Jaws, and Jurassic Park, we now bring you King Kong.
I don't know why he doesn't mention Avengers Infinity Quest. I actually really like that game. I think that's one of the ones that if anybody said there was like a low light in Elwin world, it would have been that one. I really like it. I think the rules are a bit complex, but anytime I get that at tournament night at the bat, I usually have a good game on it, and I think it's pretty fun. So anyways, right now we're getting our first glimpse at the LE cabinet. Of course, it's got the foiled side art. That seems to be their thing moving forward on all the LEs. Side armor looks pretty cool. It is powder coated. It is powder coated just like a black color, it looks like, for the most part. That's fine. I don't know. I've gotten big into the powder coating because once you start powder coating your armor, you realize how classy it makes a pinball machine look. So I like that they do that on the LE. It's just looks like they played it safe with just black, but it does look like it complements the artwork. I do notice there's the speaker expression lights. Now, everyone was in anticipation that this was going to somehow be some big introduction into Spike 3. with Spike 3. Spike 2 would have been the prior generation. Looks like we're in like a Spike 2 point something, because it seems like they've been upgrading bits and components of the system, but it's not an overall upgrade. So the LCD is the same size, speakers are the same size. You will note Keith Elwin, fun fact, has never put expression lighting in a cabinet. And this one does not have expression lighting, from what I could tell.
Myth of Terror Island. Players will go on an epic journey exploring the mysteries of Terror Island, battling dangerous creatures in addition to facing the eighth wonder of the world.
Okay, I like this. This is cool. It looks like Kong's going to have the ability to kind of trap your ball or stop your ball. And then I'm guessing that's like a subway car. It looks like you lock balls in the subway car from when I watched it earlier. So we'll see what happens there. I honestly watched it so fast that I really didn't get to take much in. So it's kind of like I'm really kind of watching it with you guys for the first time here.
Witness Kong as he wreaks havoc across New York City. And now, lead game designer Keith Elwin will take you through this pinball battle of a lifetime.
By the way, I can't tell you how excited I am to go to Stern in a couple days. So it's going to be on Thursday where I get to actually play it. So keep in mind, this is just my initial reactions to the trailer. I mean, I'm sure there's very finite amount of people that have played it so far. So I don't have that feedback to give you, but I'm excited to give that to you when I'm there at Stern on Thursday. So let's see what Elwin has to say. Man, that little twirly shot looks pretty cool.
Hi everyone, I'm Keith Elwin, lead game designer of our latest game, King Kong, Myth of Terror Island. With King Kong, we wanted to create an entirely new interpretation.
There just looks like so many shots. Like, look, you got this right shot, or no, yeah, that you've got like that vertical up kick. You have this twirly shot right here. You got this return on the left. Like, there's a lot going on here. There's actually a lot going on here.
Of the iconic story.
And I think there's two flippers at the bottom, one on the right, and then one on the top left too. So there's a lot of things. This is a very busy playfield, but I think that it's gonna prove to have a lot of fun shots here.
Players will join Ann Darrow, Jack Driscoll, and Carl Denham on their journey to the mysterious Terror Island. This results in King Kong traveling back to New York City with disastrous and fun consequences.
See, I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of cool. I like this idea that Stern keeps doing these unique story things. And plus, I mean, King Kong, I know there are people that watch the later movies and stuff, like the newer ones. I haven't really watched them, but I kind of like this concept of like we build our own unique story. I think that's cool. Now, it depends on the property. Like something like Jurassic Park, I really, even though I really do enjoy that game, I wish they had used, like, there's that movie asset mod where it adds, but that's one where like everyone's really nostalgic for Jurassic Park. So having more of the movie assets would have been interesting, but I don't know that this one falls into that category. So I'm okay with this idea that they've come up with their own storyline here.
Thrilling gameplay features and challenges await on this 4-flipper adventure. Watch King Kong.
Oh, so 4 flippers. So there's 4 flippers in it. Okay, I was right. There's one like at the top left I think we'll see in a minute. So this is that animatronic sculpted King Kong. I don't know what he does other than he stops the ball. I think he does something with this subway car too.
Kong come to life as he reacts to player action.
That's kind of cool. He's like mad and vibrating. He's like, rah! That's kind of cool.
Through new animation software. Witness him swing his arms and torso to assert his dominance.
Okay.
Summon Kong by hitting.
I love what Stern does a good job of incorporating sounds into the things that happen on the playfield to make them more dramatic. I find they do a good job of that, like having a sound effect for when you do something to sort of like amplify it a little bit more. Like I don't know if that's actually going to be in the game, but when he was like moving his arms, you could hear those like crushing sounds. I'm assuming that's actually in the software in the audio package, which is cool. I'm very curious to see once I play it, like how this summon Kong with the gong bash toy. I'm curious how that's going to work, or if it's like enabled at certain time, or there's some light lit that says like you got to hit the gong to summon Kong. So I'm interested to see how that's all going to work.
The custom sculpted gong bash target, a kinetic bash toy housed in a decorated temple. Survived Kong's punchback kicking target, which launches balls back at the player, or can
see that kickback target's pretty cool. And then what's this right here?
Drop into the secret entrance to Kong's vertical up kicker.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so then there's like a drop in there that goes to this VUC that then I think feeds your right
and
flipper.
Wireform return.
Yeah, that's cool.
Unlock the secrets of the Lost Temple 4-banked sweepable drop target.
Okay, so this is where that little, this is pretty neat. So there's a bunch of drop targets on the top right, and then another flipper. I can't tell if it's a full-size flipper, though. Is it a full-size flipper or a baby flipper? It's hard to tell in this video.
Unlock the secrets of the Lost Temple.
See if I can pause it in time. I can't see it because they have the writing over it. I think it's a full-size flipper. It's just hard to tell, but I don't know. With that close proximity, it makes me feel like it wouldn't be a full flipper. But I love drop. I'm a big drop target. I think drop targets are cool. So I like this whole like little extra thing you got going on up here. I think that's pretty cool.
Which reveal the
Looks like a baby flipper. Oh, that's funny. That's a little Gary Stern. I love how they always hide little Gary Sterns everywhere. That's funny.
Treasure target. Lock pinballs into a New York City train car and watch as an agitated king.
That's pretty cool. The train car is the ball lock mechanism. That's cool. I did see that in the video. That's pretty neat. So it looks like check this out. So when you lock the balls inside this subway car,
lock pinballs into a New York City train car.
I guess when you get multi-ball,
King Kong destroys.
That's cool. He hits the subway car over for, I guess it's probably called King Kong multi-ball, or I don't know.
Flips it over to start King Kong multi-ball.
Yeah, King Kong multi-ball. Okay.
But beware,
all right, I'm digging that.
King Kong isn't the only danger players will encounter as they enter the pit on Terror Island. Guarded by a custom...
I don't know. My initial reaction to this spider is not... I'm not like that stoked on this spider. I don't know. That's the one thing I'm not feeling on here so far is the spider. Everything else so far I've been really... maybe this will be more impactful. I don't know. Just the picture of it bouncing in this little like sculpted spider doesn't do it for me. But maybe with the sound effects and the whole package, I'll be into it. But I'm not... This is my first thing I'm looking at, and I'm like, I'm not as into that. But maybe it's really cool, and I'll have a better opinion of it when I actually play the game on Thursday.
Sculpted giant spider. This area magnetically grabs and attacks the ball, so be prepared. Travel over...
Okay, so that's your other multi-ball, spider multi-ball. So you have King Kong multi-ball, spider multi-ball. This helix-shaped biplane ramp looks cool, actually. There's just, I don't know, all these... Elwin's always so good about the wire form ramps. It's just, that looks cool.
By exploring the thrilling helix-shaped biplane ramp.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's like a plastic ramp, and then it goes like up and around the back, and then kind of comes back down. And then like across though, it looks like it would want to return to your left flipper, but it does like that little loop-de-loo, and then it returns to your right flipper. So that's two shots, it seems like, that return to your right flipper. I'm liking that they're incorporating more sculpts too. I feel like Stern's kind of feeling like, because even on the LEs, there's still some plastic, like on D&D, the Mimic. I feel like the Mimic should have been a sculpt. Like that should have been a sculpt in my opinion. So the fact that they're kind of beefing up and who knows, maybe, I have no idea. Maybe Elwin, when he looks at the bomb on a game, goes, hey, I don't want expression lights in my cabinet because I know that's because I do believe the game designers get to sort of manage the build of materials on a game. So I don't like, it's not like, I don't think someone dictates to a Stern design team, like you have to have these things in your game. Like, I think there are certain things that are optional for the designer. And maybe he said, look, I could put more custom sculpts if we don't do the cabinet illumination or cabinet expression lighting. I don't know, maybe, because that's cool. I love this little plane thing. It's pretty neat.
Navigate the illuminated river zigzag secret ball path return.
Okay, that's weird. Illuminated. All right, I don't know if I caught that. So illuminated. I don't see it being illuminated. Oh, okay. There's like lights in there. All right. Oh, and that is a baby flipper in the little area where you have the drop targets. Okay. All right. I don't know. Illuminated river zigzag return. Okay, I'm confused as to how you get to that shot, but that's okay.
Ball path
that's cool though.
Or be ready for the river log diverter to pop up.
Ooh, wait, what's this? What's the river log diverter? Hold on.
Zigzag secret ball path return. Or be ready for the river log diverter to pop up, setting up shots from the upper left flipper to the clips ramp.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I wonder what does that. I wonder if you trigger that or if it... That's pretty cool. All right, I dig that. So another way to like, the ball might be just coming back, but you can set up some shots at the upper playfield with that log diverter. That's cool. I wonder what triggers that though, but I think that's pretty cool too.
On the Pro Edition,
I don't know what it is. I'm a sucker for those vertical up kicks. Those are pretty cool. Like I love the one they have in Avengers Infinity Quest. So let's see. All right. I think that's it for the LE. Let's see. They're gonna go over to the Pro. By the way, the artwork on these look pretty cool to me. I know it was a collaborative effort between Kevin O'Connell, Jeremy Packer, aka Zombie Yeti, and one other guy.
players will experience
I think they might
lot
talk
of the
about that in
same
here.
action taking place on Terror
So,
Island.
I mean, I'm going to expect that it looks like everything's intact here as far as like the playfield elements, but I'm going to guess the big change is probably going to be, there's probably going to be no animatronic. I mean, just like Dungeons and Dragons, it'll probably be either less animatronic or not animatronic at all on the King Kong. And then like all the wireforms and ramps look all the same. So that's cool. But I'm sure they took away some other stuff. So let's see what.
And across New York City in their battle against King Kong.
Okay, so he's sculpted at least. That's good. At least he's not a flat plastic. Like, at least he's the same sculpt. I felt on Godzilla on all trims, they really put like kind of a lame Godzilla in all of them. But then Mecha Godzilla on a Pro is just a flat plastic. So like obviously Mecha Godzilla on the Premium and LE look a lot better. So I mean they're actual like it's a sculpt. So I think it's cool that like the main like it would be lame if that was a plastic and not a sculpt. So I think it's cool that at least on the Pro you maintain the King Kong and he looks exactly the same. It just doesn't move. All right, the plane is a flat plastic, which I would expect in a Pro, so I'm not really beating up on that. The gong is a plastic, it looks like. All right, you still get the Vuck. You still get the punchback target. Let's see. Okay, so you don't have the spider, it's just a magnet. Okay. I'm not really a big fan of the spider. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the spider. I'm not like, I don't know why the spider I'm not into. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know what it is. I hope someone comes up with a mod for that spider. I don't know. The spider looks a little cheesy, but everything else so far, like nothing else I'm like overly critical on, but the spider looks cheesy to me. Okay, you still have the little Kong area with the drop targets. The plane looks like, obviously, the plane's plastics, but at least it looks like multi-layered. Yeah, it's multi-layered plastic.
The
So
game is
better
really
than-
brought to life with a unique art collaboration by 3 legendary pinball
I
illustrators.
like the art. Oh, it was,
Connor, the legendary Greg Ferris,
oh, is Greg Ferris the other one? Okay.
and Jeremy Packer, aka
I think the art looks cool.
Zombie Yeti, all contributed to this art package.
And it looks like a
King
little bit
Kong.
more, I don't know. I think the collaboration maybe was a good thing. I mean, I love Zombie Yeti's artwork. I think some people get, I don't know, they get like really critical of his artwork. I think his artwork is cool, but anyway, so far,
With all new
so
original
so good.
animations, music, and sound effects.
Okay, and the animation looks cool. Stern's been stepping up on the animations, man. I mean, Metallica was amazing. I feel like Dungeons and Dragons, like there's little subtle details in the Dungeons and Dragons LCD animation package. Like there's things that happen like environmental effects that you don't. I know that when you're playing, you're not really paying attention to it, but I gotta admit they have to be pushing the limits of what the Spike 2 system is capable of, though. I don't think that processor's like all that. I know they don't publish the specs on that processor, but I don't think that thing's super beefy or anything. And so it's impressive sometimes to see the kind of stuff they're able to do on what, to me, is probably a dated hardware platform at this point. I mean, unless they've done some CPU upgrades, but the board looks the same, but I don't think so. I think it's pretty much the same CPU memory that it's maybe they've beefed up the memory for some of this stuff, but I gotta think they are pushing the boundaries. Like I'm actually kind of shocked that this wasn't Spike 3 yet, and not because I think they need to change a bunch of stuff. I don't feel like I like the Spike 2, the way it looks, the LCD and everything. I just think they gotta be running out of horsepower. Like they have to be, both in memory, so like how much they can code, and also in like CPU resources. So I don't think in any video they would say, oh, and this has elements of Spike 3. I think that's just like naturally going to happen. But it is interesting because if you look at the bottom of like D&D, the hardware PCBs are all of a sudden red and they look slightly different. So I wonder if those like red PCB boards are like the next gen ones and they just haven't got to the CPU yet. And it does seem like they're using a slightly different power supply. So I don't know. I think they might be like slow rolling Spike integration. So it's not it's not like going to be a big splash to us unless they change some physical elements like bigger LCD and stuff like that, which is rumored that they're going to do.
It also features custom speech by comedy legend Brian Q. Quinn from Impractical Jokers.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I love, man, they've also been killing it on the voice acting. The voice acting in Dungeons and Dragons is so good. So this is exciting to see. I just think when they get these good voice actors, it makes the call out special, man. It's like when I was, I know this is a Stern, obviously, release, but in Evil Dead, the voice, I can't remember his name right now. Bruce, what the hell's the guy's name? He's famous too, and I can't think of his name. Anyways, the guy that plays the main character in Evil Dead, having him do the voiceovers is really cool when you're playing that game. So things like this, I dig. And I think sometimes they get overlooked, but they really do add something to the overall experience. And all you have to do is play a pinball machine where the callouts aren't good. And you're like, oh man, like it just, or they're not enthusiastic or they have no like soul to them. It makes the game feel hollow, in my opinion.
No. That ape's not keeping Huff along. We're going in.
And through the power of Insider Connect,
Dude, it looked like he was doing that in his house. Like in his, yeah, it's like a refrigerator in the background. So I guess he didn't go to Stern. He's like doing it in his house. It sounds good though.
Practical Jokers.
No. That ape's not keeping Huff along. We're going in.
And through the power
like
of Insider Connected, players will be able.
All right, so now I'm curious about this. So Insider Connected to me, I know you guys have heard me talk about gush over D&D. I really like the save progress thing, but I was having I did have a phone call with Kaneda last night, and he had a good counter argument about saving progress. Because he's like, look, will people get bored of the game faster? Now, I already beat D&D, but D&D code isn't done. But it makes me wonder, like, it says track progress, but I don't know if it's like, because D&D, you don't have to play the same mode twice if you're tracking your progress. So I'm curious what this will be like. Because, like, really, if you think about it, I don't know any other games other than Dungeons and Dragons where you do not have to play the mode again. So that's kind of interesting. I like that in the sense that it allows players that aren't as good or aren't as skilled to see more of the game. So I'm kind of a fan of that, but we'll see how it's implemented here. I doubt they're going to get into it in deep detail, but maybe I can find out more on Thursday.
Able to explore Terror Island on an unforgettable treasure hunt. We are beyond excited for you to battle the eighth wonder of the world and become the king of your game room with King Kong, Myth of Terror Island at sternpinball.com.
Solid, man. I don't know. I think it looks good. I think, oops. Sorry about that, guys. I think they got a winner on their hands, but we'll see. You have to play it, but I just feel like what I was really looking forward to was, hey, there's definitely a shift in the industry where some of these newcomers are starting to put a little bit more of the magical mechanisms and stuff. And I know I've talked about it on prior podcasts. Those don't make or break a game for me personally, but they're nice to have. Like when you have a cool mechanism you interact with that's fun, that's not overdone or just there for the sake of being there. And I don't like when playfields are too crowded with stuff, like too many mechanisms or toys to play with. I think this is a good balance. I like the Kong in the back. I think that's fun, and it's I like the mechanical ball lock with the subway car. I think that's pretty neat when he smashes it down. I like the fact that it looks like Kong can stop your ball, just like kind of similar to an X-Men where either the wire form breaks or the sentinel hand can like flick your ball back up. So I like that stuff. That kickback thing is cool. Like everything looks really neat. So we'll see. The only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is the spider. That's the only thing. Now, if I'm gonna get the LE, so that's settled. I think they all look nice though. Like artwork wise, they all look really nice. That collaboration is cool because I think this looks a little less full Zombie Yeti, and I think that's kind of nice. Like I think Zombie Yeti is a great artist, but he does a lot of the games, and some would argue that it's a similar style. I personally really like his style. But I also think this is cool because it looks like a variation. It doesn't look like it's all Zombie Yeti, although there's Zombie Yeti influences in there. And I think that's good, like him being, by the way, if you guys didn't hear, he got promoted to the head of the art division within Stern Pinball. And I think that's great. He deserves that. I think he's put in a lot of hard work. Some of the best games have his artwork featured. So Yeah, overall, I'm pretty stoked on this. So the real test, the true test, though, you can look at a trailer, we can break it down and do all that. But the true test is playing it. So on Thursday, I'm gonna try to really be in the moment at the Stern release, the Stern Media Day. I'm gonna try not to film too much in the sense that I want to really get a good. That this is my opportunity and the other content creators' opportunity to really get in tune with the game. Like, how does it shoot? What is the code like right now? Asking questions about where do they see the code going? Like things like that, because I love what they did with Jaws, and that was a similar team on that game that's on this game. And I have no doubt that they're going to do some really cool stuff with this. So it'll be interesting to see where the code is now and then what maybe their future plans are. I'll try to ask a lot of those questions. But if you guys have questions like you want answered now or things that you're like curious about, put it in the comments below. And then I'll try to take those things with me, because they do give us the opportunity to talk to various members of the development team. So we have a chance to ask that. Like when we had D&D, there were some things I didn't like about how you trigger the shield. So I was able to talk to Elizabeth and Dwight and say, hey, I feel like the shield isn't as responsive. And they're looking for that feedback too. So this will probably be the first, at the same time they have it at that zoo show or something. So this will be the first time like really the public and players of various different skill levels are going to be hammering on this thing. So we'll see how it goes. But I did want to do something different for the outro here. So those that don't know, there's been a lot of comments lately about the theme song, the intro song to my podcast. People said they enjoy it. Someone actually came up to me at Electric Bat last week and said that. But there's a remixed version that I'm going to use as the outro today. So this is actually the same theme song, but it's like an acoustic version, maybe. I mean, it's not acoustic, but it's like more dramatic. Now, I dig it though. So let me know what you think of this. I'll let it hang for a second. I like it. I like it. So I used this in a video. There was a montage moment where we used this in a video, but I like this. I'm not going to replace the main intro, but I dig this. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. This is my initial reaction to King Kong. Are you excited? I'm excited because it's Elwin. It looks like there's an amazing shot layout. And, they're doing, I think Stern's trying to make the trim levels make sense for everybody that, hey, you can buy in on a pro or a premium and you're not missing out on too much of the mechanical magic within the game or the things that make the game, look aesthetically better. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm so excited. I have a couple of ideas that I'm going to do at the Stern thing. I didn't get full confirmation that I can do it yet, but if I am able to do it, I will be bringing you a step closer to that event as if you're there, and maybe you get to experience a little bit of that event with us. So we'll see. We'll see. It's up in the air. Zach Sharp gave me the, maybe you could. I'm like, no, Zach. Zach, come on, man. We're bros. Like, let's do this. Let's up the game. Everyone here listening to this wants us to do that. I'll give you a hint. We'd be doing a live stream, not of the gameplay, but of everyone's reactions. We will grab all the content creators, all the guys you know and love and listen to, and gals. I think it's a good idea. And we will see you on the flip side.